All right, so now we're going to visit a little bit about salt cedar or tamaracks, depending on where you're from. You may have heard it both ways. We'll probably refer to it mostly as salt cedar. As we get along some of our ditch banks and areas that do have moisture, of course, they're a huge water user, so that's where you'll find salt cedar. And it's going to be different for community to community that we go to, because there's going to be different pockets of moisture for these guys to basically survive in. And you know, if you look in some of the areas where they've done a lot of construction work, where they've gone in with bulldozers, loaders, that sort of stuff, mowers, and they've done a lot of mechanical control of this salt cedar, but there's also some herbicide applications that you can do. And another one that we put together here would be a mazapir and glyphosate, and you can apply that August to September, and you can do a foliar as well as a stump treatment as well. The stump treatment, you know, that's pretty intensive. If we're working on a small area, we could probably get away with doing that. Most of this is going to go back to kind of a broadcast application of these smaller salt cedars. Your larger salt cedars will probably be done mechanically, like I said, with a bulldozer or front end loader, something like that. You'll go through there, maybe even some chaining and that sort of stuff might be an option depending on the area that you're working in. But just know that both of these management techniques will probably be used, and it'll be a multiple year project. You're not going to get it all in 1 year. You're going to have to come back and do some follow-up, probably a 3 to 5 year project. And that's why these things are very hardy, and they're very invasive. And as I mentioned when I started out, they're a high water use plant. So we need to be really on the lookout of how we can you know, keep some of that moisture in our soils and get rid of this troublesome guy that does give us some grief. So salt cedar, if you have questions on that, it puts off a real beautiful bloom. People really like having these things, so that's why education is key in knowing what that plant is actually doing for us.